And I hope we're live. It should be. Welcome to Beaten Firearms Friday Night Live with Zaine and maybe Trent. Eventually. Is it? We are live. We've already got 3 people watching.
Well, that's because people wait for us. This is what their Friday night entails. They're like, oh, let's go get what's up.
Well, to be honest, is there a better thing you could do?
No.
Are you that unprepared that you're going to read from notes?
No, I just want to show people why it is. It's this is an unusual rifle. It started in 22, which was converted in Australia.
We're not talking about it yet.
No, no.
I'm
just explaining to you. I'm getting my words into line.
Oh, cool.
It was made on a commercially sold Lee-Metford Mark 1 or 2, but there's no markings on it to tell us what it was.
But it's been cut down.
But going by the magazine, it was originally a 303.
It's a spawterized piece of crap. It's something that someone's made up later on.
Yeah.
This isn't a piece of history.
Do we want history, do we?
Well, I don't know. You can talk about it. You want to talk about it, you can talk about it. I'll let you. I'm not going to get in your way. What's the barrel on it, though?
The barrel is an Australian.
It's so generous.
It's a Lithgow. But like 1943 vintage or something, isn't it?
Doesn't have a date on it. Oh, yes, it does. 40 something.
42, 43.
6 months to 46. 9th month to 46.
Oh, so it was done. Well, that barrel was after the Second World War.
That's right.
So this must have been done after the Second World War.
Yeah. To an action that was made in about 1880, 1890.
I was going to say a bit later.
1890. But that's part of the interesting thing.
Well, if you want to start talking about it, Trent's still a little way away. Sorry, everyone. And but you'll notice tonight that you're on the other camera, so you can actually see us. We're not back to front anymore, yeah. We're going to be doing some writing and stuff, and we've had some comments that it's annoying. So we're doing it like that. And when Trent eventually gets here, he'll be reading comments on his phone, and that way we'll keep up to date that way rather than by reading the comments on the screen as you're writing them. So thanks for tuning in again for another Friday Night Live Beaten Firearms. I'm missing a beer, but we still got to lock up.
We do. We do.
We still got to lock up.
Yeah.
This is how far behind he is, people. It's not like he's had an entire week to prepare for this.
I wouldn't be talking shit.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Bill on, and I'm going to lock up. I'm going to put Bill on, and Bill's going to talk about his whatever Bill finds interesting for the week. And thanks very much, getting a lot of really good comments, and a lot of people actually coming to the store saying they really love seeing what Bill's been up to and what's in his collection of goodies. And so I'll pass you over to Bill.
Hi folks. Oh, we just bubbled that. Bad luck. This evening I just got a little spawterized Lee-Enfield. It's obviously had a checkered life, this one. It's not a Lee-Enfield. It was a Lee-Enfield. It was, beg your pardon, it was a Lee-Metford originally. It's a commercially sold rifle. It was never military rifle.
What do you mean by Lee-Metford?
Originally it had a Metford rifle barrel in it.
And what does that mean?
It had a type of rifling that was rounded. Instead of the rifling grooves and lands being sharp corners, it was rounded. A little bit like the type of rifling used in Glock pistols nowadays. So, as I say, there's nothing new in the world. But that rifling, when it was changed when the British Army changed from black powder to cordite, they found that the cordite burning so hot eroded the rifling too quickly. And the bean counters said, no, that's no good. We've got to do something else. So they went to a newer style of rifling, which was sharp cut and it lasted a lot longer.
What do you mean by Lee though?
Lee was the designer of the action. Metford was the style of the barrel, of the rifling in the barrel. Then they went to, it became a Lee Enfield when they changed it to the Enfield rifling style. It's this little rifle is now in 22 LR. But it started life as a Lee-Metford, and the original magazines that they used were just a straight column, single column, 8-shot magazine. Quite different to the later ones. Same sort of style, but quite a bit different. This rifle would have originally had a magazine cut-off plate in there and a bolt cover, action cover, that was screwed on with those, with 2 screws there to cover the action, keep it clean. No charging bridge, no safety catch. She was a pretty utilitarian gun, just made as quick as and cheap as they possibly could. And it was different in that the bolt head is not threaded in, it's held in with a screw that screws into a groove in the tang of the bolt head. And that was changed later to the thread style.
Why were they in such a hurry for these? Who were they fighting in 1890?
Negative.
Oh, okay.
Everyone. The
Brits have fought everyone at some stage.
Yeah, the Brits were good at picking wars.
Like the Americans are now.
Yeah, well, the Americans learnt from the experts, of course.
So they would have been shooting natives in Africa and stuff like that.
Africa, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, anywhere where the
Thanks.
British flag flew, and they had an argument with someone. Yeah. The modus operandi was send in a gunboat and a few Marines, they'll sort things out. This rifle obviously came to Australia at some stage. You will see absolutely no markings on here to identify it at all. The only way you can identify it is from the style of the bolt head, the magazine style. It's about the only thing that sort of identifies it by its year model. Originally it would have had a fold-up peep sight on here, and the original fore-end would have had the dial sight on it. But it found its way to Australia, may well have been still in 303 version, may well have been in 22, but it's had a Lithgow made 22 caliber barrel fitted to it with SMLE sights on it, SMLE front sight as well, and it would be a handy little pest gun, just the sort of thing for knocking over a few rabbits. Quiet, very rugged, never going to break. And just going by my book, it's around about that rear part of it is around about 130 years old. So
Oh, that one after.
it,
You've done them, so yeah. Oh, okay. I'll do that first.
these rifles and actions are certainly very long lived. In all fairness, probably the most valuable parts on this are the barrel and the magazine. But it's not something that I would pull apart. If someone wanted to buy that, that's how they would buy it. It would make a lovely little gun for someone to learn to shoot on. Never gonna harm them. Never gonna be a problem.
So that's something that Zaine could learn to shoot with?
He probably could. You know, we should give it to him and make sure he learns how to shoot.
I think Zaine would really like that, just to practice his marksmanship skills and stuff like that. I mean, we don't want it to kick him too hard. He's a little bit jelly at the moment, so.
You can all go fuck yourself.
Oh, he's having a cry now.
But a fair bit of modification was probably done here in Australia. It has a butt plate on it which says Brewer, made in Australia, and it has the Australian-made Lithgow barrel in it. So it's quite possible that the conversion was done in Australia. It would have come to Australia as a Metford.
What are these screws in the top of the bolt end?
The two screw holes there are for a dust cover, the original dust cover, the old Metford. That screw there actually holds the bolt head in. It's not a screw-in bolt head like the late model. Like the late model, you know, the 1908.
Yeah, late model, latest and greatest,
yeah, to get the bolt head out, you take that screw out and it just falls out.
Why did they change that?
I don't know.
Because there's no right time to change anything.
You're dead right. No, it probably became a
Fucking mad if you didn't.
an easier manufacturing thing.
So they had a dust cover on it.
Yeah, originally would have had a dust cover that.
So why did they get rid of the dust cover?
Oh, the dust cover probably got thrown away when they converted it to 22 cal, which I believe was done in Australia, because that says brewer made in Australia.
Yeah.
It's the original butt that's just been modified a bit lighter. They thinned it down, and the fore-end is been thinned down a bit. Had a bit of wood taken off.
So that's a Lee-Enfield.
No, Lee-Metford.
Lee-Metford. Yeah, the Lee-Enfield's the later one. #1 Mark III, which is the most common one.
Yeah, #1 Mark III.
What about #4? Do they still call those Lee-Enfields?
The Americans do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Because they're not technically a Lee action anymore. I mean, they owe their heritage to Lee, but they're hugely modified.
Yeah.
Like, there's not.
I don't know.
And you wouldn't trust the Yanks anyway because they can't spell.
It's a Lee magazine.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about
And Lee-Enfield is the design, isn't it? Not
Lee. Lee is the design of the action.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the magazine.
Yeah, and the magazine. That's right. Yeah.
And that's why it's still a Lee.
And Enfield was, and Metford and Enfield were the rifle barrel manufacturers. You know, the barrel style.
But Lee-Enfield isn't a manufacturer, is it? So if someone's got their license, their gun licensed as a Lee-Enfield, it's probably wrong.
It almost certainly.
The manufacturer could be Enfield,
Would be Enfield.
but could be
BSA.
Lithgow. If it's #4, Savage, Vezakali,
Exactly.
What's
Long
that?
Branch,
Yeah.
the Canadians.
Yeah.
What's that one with the tiger stamp on it?
BSA.
They're BSA manufactured for the
Thailand.
Right.
Yeah. This BSA were quite smart. When they lost contracts to make the #1 Mark III, they mothballed their equipment and then eventually sold it to Pakistan. And Pakistan and Nepal were making #1 Mark IIIs up until the 50s at least, into the 60s even.
Yeah, right.
And the Indians converted they were making #1 Mark IIIs in India, and later when most of the countries, NATO's especially, converted to 308, the Indians apparently made their actions out of a tougher bit of material, out of a better quality. I think it was an EN25 or something like that. And
as opposed to
the best quality
wrought iron, bloody
the best quality mild steel you could buy.
Yeah.
Indian factory is Ishapur.
Ishapur was the factory. Yeah, that's right. And they chambered him in 308.
Yeah.
And
because the #4s were in 308.
Yeah.
All of those were made in 308.
Not originally. They're all made in 303 originally.
Oh, really?
Oh, hang on, sorry to interrupt you guys.
I don't give a shit.
No, you're gonna, because you're a fat ass.
What happened?
Spencer says, "Hi boys, hunt, catch, cook will supply the food next week."
Beautiful.
Oh, you beauty.
Cheers, Jace.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be, because this week we haven't been. No, we've had a piss sponsor this week. We'd like to really thank Michael.
Thank you
who
very
donated
much.
Piss for Friday Night Live this week. We really appreciate it, mate. Thanks very much.
If you want to get on board and actually do that, feel free. We will happily take your beer off.
Yeah, we're happy to take donations and do shout outs for people, that are donating. So far we've had Dave, Johnless, Michael, and now.
Do we really include Juggles?
She bought snacks for us. She had chips and she didn't bring us any piss.
No, so half a shout out for John.
Half a shout out for John.
Thanks, John, for nothing.
Cool. That's a very interesting piece of shit, Bill. Right,
Alright, fuck off.
Alright.
Thanks, Bill.
You're probably going to want to get a different chair because you're going to soot that you're too low.
Oh,
Alright.
Dave, make sure I'm high enough, mate, the camera. First up, hello everybody. I've got a few hellos to say
Thanks very
first.
much, everyone, for signing in.
So straight up, we've got Junior, Pete, Troy, Dave, Chris Glasspool, Scoop, fucking Scoop.
Fucking Scoop. He's the guy who won the, if you don't know, he's the guy who won the
knife.
Won the knife. So,
Nerd.
and I'll talk about that in a sec.
Teddy, Bruce, Luke, Lukey Wilkinson, Gary, hello Gary, he's off for pizza, but yeah, whatever, keep watching. And Spencer, hello fellas, good to see you on there, thanks for tuning in.
And thanks for jumping in Monday and having a go at the quiz. The quiz was, what was the quiz?
Well,
what's the minimum boat tail length? So the minimum boat tail length, or the minimum length for a boat tail to then work as a boat tail is half a calibre. Yeah, there's some other criteria around it. So generally speaking, you have to have somewhere between 7 and 9 degrees on the boat tail for it to be, and that's a trade-off between effectiveness as a boat tail and also not eroding barrel away too quick. But the length is half a calibre. Now the G7 standard actually has a 0.6 calibre boat tail because most high BC projectiles nowadays have a 0.6 calibre boat tail, but the minimum is 0.5. So if you're shooting a ballistic tip, nozzle ballistic tip, the boat tail on the back of those are there just to help you seating them into the case. They're not actually working to increase ballistic coefficient. But the Nosler long range bullets, custom comps are 0.5. I believe their RDFs are 0.6 and that sort of stuff. Most Burgers and Hornies are at least 0.5 or 0.6. And they actually increase ballistic coefficient.
Scary thing was how many of you guys actually got that wrong. So
there's a lot of people went along the right track. Yeah, a lot of people were thinking it was about 0.6 and they gave us metric and imperial things for that.
Is it Friday night where we congratulate people, or is it Friday night where we say a whole heap of you got it wrong?
I'm congratulating everyone who had a crack, and I'm going to hang shit on Scoops because of course he should have bloody known. He's only done the long range course like 6 times or something.
Is it only 6?
Well, he's done the course 6 times. He's come along and set up tents and stuff probably 10 times.
That's true. I did remember though when he talked up that 55 of his all bloody week and then fell about 6 mil short on that 1,000 metre target and was like, oh, it was a cold bore shot. Fucking loser.
I adjusted in MOA instead of mil. If you had mil scopes, you wouldn't have fallen short.
That's right. If you were in 1919, you would have actually hit the target first up.
All right, what else have you got to talk about? Because we want to talk about.
There's a few guys on here having a cry now that I didn't say hello to them. So, hi Matty Lloyd, Brendan, Shane.
He only just joined, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's having a cry. Daryl, oh hang on, Chris Glasspool asked, what does Bill think of the 7.62 by 51 conversions on the Enfield? Well, we don't have enough time for his opinion, so we will just leave it at that.
You've got a number 4 in 308, don't you?
I've got a few.
You've got a couple of them. We'll talk about them next week, yeah? So now you've already got your topic for next week. You don't have to rush at 5:15 and find something to talk about and bring out some old crappy made up 22.
Scoop records, yeah, but I got a big fucking knife. Nice. And Scoop, just because you asked the question about what did I think of the Broncos Eels game, that's what I thought of it.
I don't know what you're talking
and
about.
In reality, I mean, when you win a premiership any time in the next, I don't know, 20 years, let me know. Because imagine that not having won one since the early fucking 80s.
No one knows what you're talking about, shut up. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about what's legal and what's not legal in Western Australia in regards to taking rifles apart, shortening them down and that sort of stuff. So currently in Western Australia, rifles that are able to have a folding stock, and as far as I can judge by the things, it's a very narrow definition. A folding stock rifle is prohibited. Okay, so You push a button on it, and then you fold the stock in. So with this one, you actually have to have the bolt closed to fold the stock on it. You can't manipulate the bolt in, like you can boot it now, but yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, like the Barretts.
But as you can see, it sticks out the bottom, so it actually goes into the buttstock.
Yeah. So like the Barretts and that sort of stuff, which have got folding stocks, the stock actually folds around and locks the bolt handle, so you can't use it at all in the folded position. But that's illegal, yeah. And the police won't really talk to us about it in any real detail. They just say no, you can't have it. And even if you propose talking about it and discussing, you know, why it's banned, no, they won't talk about it. It's banned, okay? But I believe the reason for banning something like this is in regards to concealability. It's the only way that I can think that rifles are made concealable. Now, clearly, most folding stock rifles are actually big, long, heavy, very cumbersome to use firearms, and
No, I don't
so
have a firearm.
yeah. No, so this particular rifle, no, there's no argument that you could conceal this rifle, whether out of folding stock or not. But we'll come back to that. So you cannot have that. But this is a takedown rifle. So the stock doesn't change on it, but you can take the barrel off. So that's how quickly this one comes apart. So it's not like it's a considerably long period of time. But in its, fold that one up, and we'll compare the overall lengths of them now. Yeah. So this was actually longer prior to folding the stock, if you'll see by the picture that I put up a little bit earlier, and now it's shorter. So any argument regarding concealability is sort of made null and void when you consider that. But perhaps it's because you can shoot this rifle in its concealed position, like whereas this one you can't, obviously, because the barrel's missing. But I mean, anyone who's shot handguns will know. Anyone who's shot handguns will know that they're very relatively inaccurate to shoot, especially when you've got to manipulate a bolt handle and hold something like that up. So it's a little bit of a silly thing. We would like to talk to the police about it more. Well, we've requested to talk about it more in the past, and they've never been interested in it. What's your take on this, Trent?
I don't like it. I don't understand what the problem is, but in reality, it doesn't really matter what I think.
Well, it kind of does. That's the entire point of this show.
It does actually, but
that's like saying Friday Night Live. What do you think, Trent? I don't really care.
No, I do care, but it doesn't matter what I think. What I'm going to say is that as a legal firearm owner, which pretty much all of us are, we're trusted to have firearms as it is. Why aren't we trusted to have something that A, looks like that, and B, folds? I mean, you're still not going to do anything stupid with it. You're going to go down, you're going to do what you need to do, and in reality, what makes that any more dangerous?
So, what I've thought about though is what if, I mean, this is a 24-inch barrel gun. What if you had a firearm that only just had the legal limit on it, like a 400mm barrel?
Well, like a 16-inch barrel.
So this is where I think where the major issue would be. If you had a rifle with only can you grab me a tape measure? Sorry. If you had a rifle that only had a 16-inch barrel, well then that would make this much shorter and easy to conceal. So 400mm from there.
So that's 400mm.
Oh, you got the cut.
So that would drop the barrel to about there.
To where the end of the stock is.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that would make it more concealable, you know? So I could see the argument that it's not necessarily the big, like long-range rifles, like if you've got a big 300mm mag with a 28-inch barrel and a long stock, they're shooting prone. I can't see an argument there, but I can see an argument if you had a really thin barreled, like 22 long rifle, short barrel with a folding stock. Well, then I can see the issue of concealability. But
you're trusted as a licensed firearms owner to own a 22 or a 308 or whatever you've got. What difference does it make what it looks like?
Because
criminals going to have.
Because it comes down to at what point does it become a handgun?
Oh yeah, but if it's still the right length barrel and all that, what difference does it make? You know, you're still a licensed firearms owner. You're still going through all the hoops to get your license.
Yeah.
And a criminal, funnily enough, they don't do that.
No.
So they have whatever they want.
That's right, but they don't want those sorts of things being available to criminals in it, and that's a silly argument. And I'm not going to. That's an argument for another night. But the argument would be is they don't want that sort of stuff in there at all. But here's my proposition.
Go.
Why don't we not consider like barrel lengths and that sort of stuff? Let's, as far as concealability goes, let's talk about overall lengths of firearms when they're in their collapsed state. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in the case of this rifle,
So kind of like what they do with the short air rifles nowadays. So you've got some short air rifles that have only got certain length barrels on them, you know, especially Springers and stuff like that, have a real short little barrel on them. So we actually have to put on the serviceability certificate the overall length of the firearm.
but there's nothing in legislation. Well, there's nothing in legislation that says you can't have a barrel under 400mm either. That's just an arbitrary number that's been made up by
So is that another
police
policy?
It is. It's a policy.
It's another policy.
It's all the wording comes down to is concealable, and that for them they put an arbitrary number on that of 400mm. Yeah, because they have to put some number on it.
Yeah, well, they can't.
Well, they don't have to, but they are expected to put a number to that, and their number has been 400. Well, it's in the past it was 16.5 inches, and now it's 400mm. So they had to put a number to it. So instead of a number to the, and let's keep the barrel number length, you know, like 400mm or whatever it is that you want to make it. But let's put an arbitrary number on overall lengths as well. And that way, if you've got a rifle with a 28-inch barrel that's got a folding stock and it's still well longer than whatever the maximum overall length is, you can have that. But if you've got a 22 with a 400mm barrel and a collapsible stock, well then maybe you can't have it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I think that's a far better argument to have.
Well,
a far better policy for police licensing to have.
Well, look, we've had some issues in the past with guys that have bought big rifles from us that don't fit in their safe.
That's right.
So imagine being able to take away that issue by having a foldable stock or a collapsible stock or something of that description, where they can then store them safely at home in their safe without having to go to a custom-built safe or something.
I think that's the primary point there, is that people, well, they can store them, but then, like I know in the instance of a couple of guys that we built guns for, which are over 1.5 meters long, they have to either take the stock off, or in most instances take the muzzle brake off to store it, and then put the muzzle brake on back on.
That's right.
The problem is that could change your point of impact. So then what animal welfare issues are there associated with a gun that's not sighted in? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the catchphrase for police licensing at the moment, is animal welfare. It's not something they care about very often. Like if you're trying to license a 22 long rifle or an air rifle, they never ask about animal welfare in that instance. They only ask about it when you're wanting something like a 308 or a 309 mag or a 338 Lapua. Then all of a sudden animal welfare is an issue. But it's not an issue when people have to re-sight their guns in. And realistically, people aren't going to do that. They're just going to take it out and gut shot the first thing and then adjust from there. Like, realistically, no one wants to go out and have to sight their gun in every time they go out shooting. You know, so if you've got overall length guns that are too long to fit in a safe, it would make far more sense on a rifle like that to have a folding stock or a detachable stock. Because this is the other thing, is what point does a detachable stock and a folding stock, where do they overlap? You know what I'm saying? Like, the rule in the past that we've sort of, well, it's never been a policy thing, like police would never put it in writing, but the sort of unwritten agreement that we always had was that if you can take the buttstock off, like if you have to use tools to take the buttstock off, then it's not a collapsible or a folding stock or anything like that. If you have to use tools to take it off, then, and I mean realistically to take any buttstock off, to take the buttstock off this, I need a tool. You know, to get your factory ticker rifle, as you would have seen last week, is just 2 screws. You need a tool to take the stock off, but you can take the stock off anything. So if this stock was fixed, and you just needed to take an Allen key out or something like that, then you could take that off. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference between that and a...
Well, that's all you need to do to remove the buttstocks on a MDT chassis.
Well, even if that was fixed, all we would need to do is get a castle nut spanner and take that stock off.
That's right.
So, you know, so tooling is the only real difference. And is that really a public safety issue? I wouldn't say so.
It's about as much of a public safety issue as it was having a full barrel shroud. In my opinion.
I think you're just confused. You're just making it more complicated than what they are. Anyway, so that's the legislation policy thing as it stands in WA. This is a Ruger Precision, by the way, for those people who don't know. You cannot have a folding stock rifle. We're currently working on a solution for this rifle because the police in their recent thing have said that this is prohibited unless a model was brought out that doesn't have a folding stock. So we're working on changing this out altogether because you need some way of detaching the butt to be able to clean the rifle. I think you could just have it fixed and then just never clean it.
Well, that'd be a good cocky's gun.
Yeah, but we're working on a way that you need tools to take the buttstock off, and then we're going to seek approval for this, which will be really good because this, I mean, a lot of people would have this rifle if they could.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best things I like about this, and I show everyone I show this gun, I show this. This is a PMAG, which in America, these are really cheap, you can get them everywhere, and this takes the PMAG. Now the PMAG has the catch in the side, like an AR style magazine. It's got the catch in the side, but you can see this one's got the catch at the back. And that's because this rifle takes PMags and it'll also take AI mags. So you can actually use either magazine style because the mechanism inside has a catch on the side which works by that. So the PMag fits and the AI mag fits and locks. And that's so cool because AI mags are used a lot in Australia because we don't have ARs and that sort of stuff. So I reckon that's really, really cool. I reckon that's a really smart feature by Ruger. So good on them, and we're sorry we can't see your guns. Right.
What's that one, by the way?
I'll give you that.
What's that one? That's one of those gay rifles.
What's that one there?
This is a Merkel RX Helix.
Sounds nice.
So, and I've spoken about this before. So this is a straight bore rifle. So straight back, straight forward. It's not spring assist. But the bolt actually moves at double the rate of the handle. It's probably a little bit hard to see on the video, but the handle moves forward just a little short distance, and the bolt moves back and forth a long distance. So this is actually a 300 wing mag length action, and it's only a very short bolt throw. This gun is actually in 223, but you can get it in 300 wing mag, 308, 6.5 by 55, any colour you want. And it's just by changing the barrels out. So, like you saw before, there's a button underneath the forend, you push that in, slide the forend off, and then there's this lever on the side, which both clamps and cams the barrel back into battery at the same time. So you just drop that down. I'm just going to open the action first. You drop that down, and then the barrel comes out, yeah? So very easy. You can swap this out for a 6.5 barrel or something like that, for instance. Very, very quick, very easy. Takes down.
The bolt head comes.
Yeah, yeah. If you were changing to something like 308 or 300 mag, you would need a different bolt head because the case head sizes are different. So you just have to swap the bolt head out. And the way you do that is you just shut the bolt, and when you take the barrel out, the bolt head comes out with the barrel. And then you just put the whole new barrel system in with the new bolt head. And then you're ready to go. Put the forend back on. That's all there is to it. So this one I've got and going with the theme of easily taken down and everything, I've got an aim point on quick detach mounts. So that's an aim point H2, which is the higher grade one, which has got a bit of extra armour and stuff on it. And then I've also got an aim point illuminator which goes on the back. Magnifier, which goes on the back. So that turns it into a 3 times magnification. So that's just, again, quick detach. So 3 times magnification, but if you were shooting something closer, you would take the magnification off and just use the aim point itself. So there you go. But very quick, yeah? So you don't even take your hand off the palm, you just put it back with your finger and push it back again. Very quick. So I love this rifle, I should use it more. That's in 223. I got it in 223 because I thought, oh, I'll just rattle the rounds off and it doesn't matter if I lose brass. But it's actually not as versatile. I would have preferred to get it in something like 6.5 by 55.
A good caliber.
Yeah, good caliber.
303.
Now,
303.
Yeah, 303.
303, yeah.
On the firearms away, are they?
Yeah, the firearms are away.
It's locked up.
Yeah, everything's away.
Whether you guys lock it.
Well, I'm not in the possession of firearms
Well,
anymore.
that's fine.
Let's
see if anybody said anything.
Can I use your phone for a sec? Just for...
No, not for opening the bottle.
No, you can't open it with an actual bottle opener, Bill. That's gay. I'm going to open it with
It's
a...
not a bottle opener, it's just a blade.
Only men open beers with Bisalloy plates that have been hammered by 50 B&Gs.
Alright, Gary's back. What type of pizza did you get, Gary? Down there in Albany. Probably a...
Oh, I thought you'd bring them around there.
Probably a whale.
Really glad to see the numbers are getting bigger every week, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah, there's a fair few guys on here tonight, actually, so...
Big.
Must be the rain keeping everybody inside. I don't know about you guys over east, but it is pissing down here.
So I really appreciate the guys who chose to watch us over porn. Chin. Good chin.
I don't know why you would choose that, but anyway. Anyway, I've got a few questions from last week.
This is why.
I'll just rattle through it nice and quickly. Yeah, that's exactly why. Alrighty. Gary, EDA on powder. Nah.
So
maybe next month.
So we're getting 50 kilos a month. Now the problem with gunpowder is that we've only got a 50 kilo battery. We are looking at trying to extend our battery so we can fit 100, 150 kilos in here legally. And but at the moment it's 50 kilos. The problem is that the actual battery, so the powder comes from over east and it gets delivered to a battery which is I think in Baldivis. Yeah. And it's all stored there in bulk and then it's distributed out from there. And there's one delivery a month. And that distributor, the distributor, they will only distribute the powder within 50 kilometres, no, I'm just going to stop talking. 50 kilometres of the metro area, yeah? So we're in that area, but for example, Shooter Shop in Mandurah, I think he's just outside that area. I don't want to talk for Rod, but I think he's outside, like Steelo's outside, obviously the guys from Albany are outside. There's a lot of dealers which are outside and can't get powder delivered to them. So we actually get powder delivered to us for a couple of other dealers, and that cuts into our quantity, yeah? And so we're getting enough in our next shipment, I believe, to fill most of our back orders, but not all of them, and we might have a little bit of powder left over in a couple of different powder, like types, like I think 09 or something like that. We'll have a little bit left over, but not very much, yeah? So the best thing to do is if that you want to secure a certain powder, is come in and put your order in, and that way we'll make sure that your order gets filled. Now, we try and leave a bit of room left over for the other dealers because we want to be sort of sportsmen about it. You know, we don't want to cut these other dealers out entirely. I mean, I'm not obliged to do anything for these other dealers, but what goes around comes around and we're all in this together type thing.
Good on you, Mark.
Yeah, good on you, Mark. Good on you, Mark. Thanks, mate. So powder delivery once a month, get your orders in early, is the best chance you're going to get to secure powder. Right, next question.
Hey. So Jesse's asked, could you guys eventually do a reloading tutorial on the machines that you stock for people that want to learn how they function and whether or not they are cost effective for themselves?
Okay, so we've in the past done reloading training. We used to do it every single month. Obviously demand for that's waned off because we've trained hundreds and hundreds of people now on how to reload ammunition. But we did do a reloading training course at one stage. And we might amp that back up again if there's interest.
Oh yeah, look, and we're trying to run it. So normally it's on a Thursday night, but we have actually run a couple, I think, on Saturdays now, which actually worked out better for a lot of people. So if you guys want to do one, just let me know, and then we can always put a date together and you guys see whether you guys can make it.
Yeah, if there's demand there, I'll run one. Not a problem at all.
Dave from Coastal Firearms wanted to know how much the LA-105 was for a dealer. Heaps, Dave.
Dave's going to give us a reading. We never heard from him.
Yeah, because he was pissed that night, that's what it was. Alright, Amanda Telling's asked, why are we...
Just to check, guys, you are on the front camera, so everything's not reversed. Trent's just retarded and writes left-handed.
I can write right-handed, but, you know, that's too easy for the rest of you fucking idiots.
They would have gotten you and the redhead children and all that sort of stuff.
Anyway.
And stoned you at birth 100 years
They
ago.
tried. It bounced off me because I'm like granite. You have
Yeah,
to
right.
throw titanium.
You're like granite, like Paul.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Hey, man, guys.
Oh, good day, man.
Oh my god, it's
Hey, calm down. I'm a rock. I'm a living thing.
started,
Go.
started a revolution.
Start a revolution.
Didn't print enough flies. Alright,
Only my mum showed up.
Amanda Telling has asked, why are we seeing this video?
Because you signed up.
Thanks, Amanda. Appreciate it. Keep watching, you'll love it.
Who was that, Amanda?
Telling.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's whatever that is, but anyway. Bruce Davey, how about some vids of your marksmanship weekends? Well, fucking lucky for you. Guess what we're doing in about a month's time?
No, it's less than a month. 19th and 20th.
Okay, about 3 weeks.
So 3 weeks away, Friday night, we'll be done from Billy Farm
From-
after we're doing a riding marksman thing.
There is
So-
about 13 guys. What
I
are we
think
looking
there's
at?
going to be 12 or 12 guys.
So
there
it's
or something
gonna be
like.
loud.
It might be a little bit rowdy, yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be a big, nice big bonfire there.
Yep.
So it'll
But
warm.
tune in, it's
Yes.
going to be fantastic.
Proper studio audience.
Yeah, studio.
Proper
audience,
studio, yeah.
Probably beer and meat
There might be a little bit of nudity.
from me. I'll be nude. No, it'll be too fun.
There'll be a bit of
Big
fighting,
bloody freezing out there.
a little bit of drinking, maybe some sex.
Yeah,
It'll just be us.
Just big man, yeah.
Anyway,
That's not one.
Darman. I hope I said that right, Darman. I'm going to call you Darman regardless, but I hope that's right. Can you do a rimfire comparison between an Anschutz 64, 54 and the new 1761?
Well, I've got a 54. Nick's got a 64.
I don't have a 1761.
Well, the only thing we wouldn't have is 1761. So the 1761s are replacing the old models, but they're considerably more expensive, especially since the price increase. So what I'll do for you is I will hit Naira up next week and I'll ask them if they've got a 1761 that they're sending out for review, and I'll see if they can send me one over for review, and we'll have all 3 rifles here for, if I can get it, we'll have all 3 rifles here for Friday Night Live sometime in the next 2 months or so, and I'll show you the different features on all 3. If not, then I'm just going to have a 64 and a 54 here, and
Cubus, if you're listening.
Cubus, get us a gun, mate.
And a jersey signed by Ashley Harrison.
Love your work, Cubus. Have you had a haircut? You're looking good tonight.
He's a bit of a pearl, right? He's one of those redheads that you actually want to hang out with. No, sorry, I fucked that one up. I didn't really mean that. All right, and Dave from Coastal Firearms must have been on the piss. What do you reckon about copper equilibrium, e.g., never using solvent in Cat B firearms? He must have been on.
Copper equilibrium. Like there's some magic amount of copper in a barrel
must have
that
been
makes you
drinking.
shoot better.
Oh my
No, it's an absolute
God.
fallacy, yeah? So,
How much were you? What terps were you on?
well, it's Geraldton. They probably can't get piss up there because of all the bands that have been
That
on.
must be all they drink. Drink some water, Dave. Question of time is over. I don't know if I want to ask any more of them.
All right.
So
So,
I think he's saying that there's an optimum build-up of copper in a barrel, and then every bullet you fire after that takes a little bit out, but leaves a little bit behind.
no, that's not what happened.
What I
Oh
think,
no, that's not.
and
what
that
happened.
is that's like
and I think what he
that
was saying
sounds like
was,
the laziest reason not to clean a gun.
what I actually think he was saying was,
It's like
hey, guys,
copper equilibrium.
what about?
No, he can't have been that pissed.
How-
You can't spell equilibrium on a phone if you're pissed.
Yeah, because it's well. I don't know about your phone, but my phone has predictive text.
Yeah, but it's not going to predict
It
equilibrium.
depends on how many times you said it, I suppose.
It's all right, mate. No. So, and that's a fallacy that I'll cover in a later episode about running in barrels, cleaning barrels, scrubbing barrels, lapping barrels. I'll cover all that in a later
So,
episode.
Matty Lloyd's asked a gunsmithing question here that I'm going to answer.
All right, go for it.
So Matty Lloyd has said, my 64 throws shells into the scope and then they fall back into the action. Take your scope off, Matty.
64.
That'll fix that problem,
It's
mate.
64.
Yeah.
Model 6422. Anschutz.
Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Well, it's hard to know with Matty.
All right.
He's got
So-
no, he wouldn't have anything that old.
So with the Model
Well, that
64, you've got
Uh,
you've got an extractor on the right hand side. I'm assuming it's right-handed. You've got an extractor on the right hand side. You've got a follower on the left hand side, which is like a helper. All it does is hold pressure up against the case and hold it under the extractor. Yeah. And so the case will actually stick under the extractor and will hold it there in position. Yeah. And then there's an ejector underneath on the left hand side. And as the case gets pulled out of the chamber, it comes back, it hits this ejector and it kicks it out at an angle like that. Now, if your cases are coming straight out the top, what it is the extractor isn't holding pressure on the cartridge itself, yeah? It's letting go, and the ejector, instead of kicking it out at an angle, is kicking it straight up like that. So it's coming out from under the extractor, and it's coming straight up and hitting the scope, yeah? So that's what your problem is. You need to change out the extractor on your Model 64, and that'll fix that issue.
yeah, what I said, take your scope off.
Take the scope off.
Yeah, like, that sounded hard.
Yeah. No, the only thing that's hard work here is you. Right, so now what we're going to talk about is
What are we going to talk about?
favourite calibers.
Fuck yeah!
Favourite calibers.
Calibers.
Have we got something that we can like sit this on? Will that? Dave, can you see that?
Well, not from there. Can you see it in the screen?
Yeah, look on the screen.
Yeah, it's in
Sort
the,
of,
in the
maybe.
camera.
Right big.
I am drinking Bundy at the moment, guys. Just a can, not too much. I don't even know if it's
Oh, so what I'll actually have
It's
to
the
do
original, so
is we'll have to have.
it's
So
fantastic.
we'll have Z for Z. All right, Z. Trent. And we'll have Bill as well.
Bill!
Because apparently people care what Bill says. So 0.172. So the
No, can we write this?
air rifle pellets.
Can you do it here and write and then turn it around so that people can see? So you don't have your.
No, that's
You got your back turned to him now.
No, I'm going to talk to him.
Oh, okay.
So 0.172. So air rifle pellets are 0.177 diameter, but 17 HMR and like 17 Remington and centerfire calibers are all 172 diameter projectiles. Yeah, so 4.5 millimeters. Now traditionally 172, so 17 caliber rifles, centerfires, are incredibly difficult to keep clean. They dump a lot of copper relative to their size, and you get special cleaning gear for them and all that sort of stuff as well. So generally speaking, they're a pain in the ass, which is probably why they don't exist very much anymore. 17 caliber was actually really, really popular with fox shooters because you didn't damage the pelts very much. Well, back when pelts were worth money, but now they're worth fuck all.
About $5 a skin.
Well, I reckon, and I've said this before on Friday Night Live, I reckon there'll be an international market for it. Anyone who wants to hit up the Russians will probably buy up fox skins.
Well, it snows
It's
over
fucking
there.
cold over there. They'll probably buy whatever they can.
But have you seen a Russian head? It's designed for the cold. It's big, it's square.
No, Germans are called box heads, aren't they?
Oh, they're called box heads, but have you seen a Russian head?
No.
It's kind
Okay.
of like a Tasmanian head. Hey,
So,
Kip.
if someone forced,
Hey, talk
if,
about
so if I was forced to have a 17, it would have to be one of the slowest. Well, I wouldn't have a 17 Ram or a 17 223 or a
Centerfire?
17 222.
Or rimfire.
Centerfire. We're only talking centerfire.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't have 17 HMR.
No, I don't want one. 17 WSM. Just go and say it.
Oh.
I wouldn't use it for anything.
You've got to
but
say listen.
I'd be able to sit.
You've got a 223.
I know.
It's like basically the same thing. That's what 17 WSM was
no.
made for.
Yeah, but
To mimic the ballistics of a 223
Yeah.
in a rimfire caliber.
yeah, but I don't get to say I've got a 223. I could be that guy at a party that tells you that he's got a WSM.
Yeah, the guys that make bloody, like the guys that do homebrew.
Yeah.
They sell it to you like they're fucking Jehovah.
I do homebrew.
Yeah, it's like-
I'll fucking do you. I bet you it's terrible.
Have you tried my
Like a
homebrew?
whistle.
It's fucking brilliant.
So, but I just want to be that guy.
It's fucking disgusting.
If I was going to shoot a 17, I would want to be that guy.
I'm going to have a 17 fireball, yeah?
17 fireball.
So 17 fireball is a 221 case, neck down to 17. Now, the downside of it is that because it's a relatively small bullet, very small powder capacity, there are huge variations in pressure with very small variations in powder, yeah? So if you get your powder out by even a little bit, you end up with huge velocity differences and the bullet shoot up and down the target. But if you've got a good powder thrower, 17 5-volt is a really good cartridge. I really like it. So what 17 would you have? I'll let you have the 17 WSN. Otherwise, I'll never hear the end of it. Bill, what would you have in a 17?
17 Myra.
Is that a thing?
I'm pretty sure he made one.
Not in this century.
Or do you mean 17 squeeze ball?
I did sink it, James. Fuck's
I
sake.
think he made a
Stop
He made
peer
a centre
pressuring me.
point,
on 222.
Yeah, look at
Oh,
John
so
Bolt.
triple two necked down to 17. I think that's just 17 triple two, isn't it?
Probably.
He took someone else's idea and put his name after it.
Is that what it
Put
is?
his name
Why
after it.
not?
Is that what it is, a 17 triple T? That'd be fucking nice, actually.
17 Remington's between triple two and 223, I'm pretty sure, yeah? It's not, it's shorter than 223, but longer than triple two.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that's actually not a bad idea, because if you had a 17 triple two, you could actually get triple two brass and then form it, so you don't have to go and find brass on it.
Yeah.
So, really good. What's the next calibre?
Good work, Kathy. You have a beer while watching us. That's
Next
fantastic.
calibre is 204.
Ooh.
204, I've already said it before, and I built myself a 20 PPC years ago, back when the 20 cal first came out. You couldn't get 204 Ruger in Australia, so I built myself a 20 PPC, formed up the cases. It was awesome. The first time I went out shooting with Frank with it, I went out to Badgingarra, and they were pulling the piss out of me, yeah, because all these guys, like the other guys had like 243s and 308s and that sort of stuff, and they reckon you're not going to kill anything. And I shot 14 roos with 15 shots that night, headshots. All of them. It was magic.
How many
Really,
times?
really good. But I do recommend using slightly heavier projectiles like the 40 grain ballistic tips or 40 grain VMAXs. Yeah, the 32 grainers on roos are just, they don't have enough penetration. So that's what I would have another one of them in a. I've actually got. Well, I pulled the barrel out of mine to build Nicky's 20 tack.
Yeah, right. Well, for me, I'm going to be nice and simple and just go 204 Ruger.
Yeah. Bloody vanilla.
Yeah, I am. I like it. It's a good round. It does the job.
But you buy ammo for yourself.
Yeah, that's right. And if you're going to use that style of gun, that's what you want. You know, I just want to be able to walk in, buy the ammo, fuck off, go and shoot some.
Go and miss some roos.
Well, yeah.
That's the 204 Ruger for those people that are wondering. 204 Ruger is the old 222 Rem mag case, which is longer than 223, neck down to 204. And so this is federal 204 ammo.
32?
You're talking 32 grainer doing 4,030 feet a second.
That's nearly as fast as I can run.
With a brick in each pocket.
That's
there,
right,
Yeah.
Underwater.
Underwater. Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Bill. Would you have a 204 of some sort?
No, I wouldn't have a 20 cal of any kind.
Alright, and it did.
So he gets nothing. Absolutely nothing.
The next one up from there is 224. Yeah? So your 224, like your 222, your 223s, your 220 Swifts, 2250, they're all 224. They're all shoot 224 projectiles, just different case capacities.
And
So
different
while
barrel-
we're talking
barrel
shit
width.
about 224, I want everyone to jump in and tell me what the next size up from 224 is.
Right.
But in 224, I've had a few different ones over the years. I've got that 223 that you saw earlier. The earliest one that I ever shot was a 22-50 that Bill built on a Ruger M77, which you've got another one of now, 22-50. I had a 22-50 in Mark 5 SVR, SVR. So fiberglass stock heavy barrel, 22 inch. Really brilliant gun, really, really liked it. So there's a lot of 22 cals out there. If I was to build myself another 22 cal though, it's a bit light for shooting roos and that sort of stuff with all the hunting projectiles that are on the market. I think there's a lot of calibers that do things better than that. If I was to build a 22 cal, it would have to be a varmint caliber, yeah, like just a fox and rabbits and that's it, yeah. Not really. It's not really a range gun or anything either. Like
No, Junior. Fuck you.
No. So I would probably have to say that my favourite 224 of all time still is the 22-50. Yeah. You're talking really good velocities, up to a 55 and a 60 grain pill through a 22-50, and good for all that varmint type stuff. And it's a bit vanilla, I know, but it's not. But at least it's not a 204 rigger.
No, that's true.
What would you have in a 20 cal?
Well, I've given this a lot of thought.
Because you've got a 223.
I do, and it works really well for what I use it for. You know, it's
What is it? It's a
a Savage 12.
Savage Model 12 in 223.
Yeah. In the left hand.
What barrel's it got in it?
A Remington 700 barrel.
So it's Frankenstein.
It's a
basically.
bit so.
It just needs a couple of bolts through the side and it's Frankenstein.
It's a bit and it's left-handed.
Yeah.
So it shoots remarkably well.
It does actually shoot. Really.
Yeah. So
It's got a muzzle brake on it too, so it doesn't hurt me to the shoulder.
and guess what? It doesn't. So it's so good. Anyway, so I've given this a lot of thought. So I didn't think 223 because I got one, but we're talking about what would you have if you could have it.
This is pie in the sky type stuff.
Yeah.
Like if the next gun, if you didn't have any centerfires on your license now, or if someone's to buy you a gun, like if you had a choice of anything at the moment, that's sort of what we're looking at. Yeah. And chime in and give your ideas as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to hear what you guys think. What would you have in a 224? What do you have now? Well, not necessarily what you have now. I don't care what you got now. What would you have?
We do care what you got now. Tell
don't
us.
give a shit
But
what you got now.
yeah, we won't answer. So I'm actually going to go for something that's a little bit different.
22 punchy.
22 punchy.
Yeah, which
is 22
$22
Nosler.
So straight up, $22. It'll do the job. I don't even know whether I want on heavy pills.
It's actually one of the best, like one of the best new innovative brands out there. I think.
And it will smash piss out of everything.
The Valkyrie 22 or 224 Valkyrie
Yeah.
is identical cartridge, except the Valkyrie you have to open the bolt face up.
Yeah,
because
it's based on-
22 Nosler you don't have to open your bolt face up. Works on a 223 bolt face.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a better cartridge in that regards. But Valkyrie was invented by ATK.
Okay.
Whose marketing potential is fucking huge compared to Nosler. Yeah.
So we do have a lot of people on here saying they'd have the Valkyrie. I still think if you went to Valkyrie, it would just be so that you could say you had a Valkyrie.
That's it.
Yeah, but yeah, 22 Nosler. Bill,
22 250. My
Good decision.
perfect bloody rifle, I reckon. Well, nearly.
What do you like about it?
Well, it's a 1 8 twist barrel, so I can shoot up to 60.
Well, yeah, yours has got a 1 in 8.
Yeah, 60 something. What
His
was
has
it?
got a
69
1 in 8
grainers.
Tobler barrel in it, which is an Australian made barrel.
you're right.
What were
We were loading 69s. Or we were loading 60 grainers originally, just for shooting foxes.
Yeah,
But you load up to an 80 grainer.
yeah. But it shoots magnificently out to bloody 200 metres, you know.
Mm.
Magnificent.
Just hole in a hole in a
Yeah.
hole in a hole. What's the next one up from 224?
Well, we've had quite a few tries here. So we've had 25 caliber, which is hilarious.
25
243.
cal. Actually, well, it's not that.
It's
It's second.
It's not too
isn't
far
it?
off. Then we've got 243. Someone said 264.
That's a bit big.
Yeah.
243.
That's
243 would be the next one up.
Okay, so.
Oh,
when we start-
apparently Scoop loves his 22 250.
Oh,
Yeah, that's because you're old as fuck like him.
Scoops has got a 1 in 6 twist barrel and he's 22 to 50. He shoots 80 graders and 90 graders.
Do you know what though? He did mention that in his
I
comment.
think Nosler make a 95 grain.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
95. Yeah, right. I have to look at that.
Okay, so we got 204 is 5 mil, 224 is 5.5 mil, next one up is 6 mil, and it's 243. Technically it's not 6 mil actually.
I know. But doesn't matter.
Technically 6 mil is actually the bore diamond and not the bullet diamond. But anyway,
But it's
243.
one of the vagaries of bloody cartridging
Yeah.
cartridges, yeah.
So 243. There's a lot of really good 243 cartridges out there. Certainly in the 1950s, back when 25 cal was all the rage at the time, 243 6mm cartridges started becoming, and there was a huge fight over it for years. 243 won. Yeah. Nowadays, no one's got a 25 cal. There's a few 2506s getting around, but that's it. 257 Weatherby, only Weatherby fanatics have got them. 257 Roberts, only old people have them. It's really 6
What
mils
about
to take.
25303?
Yeah, no one's got one
The
anymore.
best cartridge in the world.
No, it wasn't. It was crap.
Who invited him?
Yeah, fucking nice.
So nerds.
Yeah, nerds. So yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
243s, really popular one, the most popular one is 243 Winchester. It has been forever. The other popular one, which we spoke about last week, I'm not going to talk about too much, is 6mm Remington, which I've got a 6mm Remington, which I really like. But 243 are one of the biggest ones. But what would you have if you had the choice? What have you got? You've got a 243. Well, you've got a 243 calibered rifle.
Yeah, 6mm PPC.
6mm PPC. So 6mm PPC, which is still regarded as the most accurate cartridge, if you're the person that subscribes to accuracy being a product of the cartridge and not the firearm itself. So he's got a 6mm PPC.
What about the guy behind the butt?
That's got a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
6mm PPC in a Seiko.
Seiko A1.
Seiko A1. So
Beautiful.
1980,
Early 80s. Yeah.
early 80 vintage.
Yeah.
Beautiful rifle. Shoots really, really well. So 6mm PPC is some other options. 6mm BR is another good option. But what would you have?
I would have
You've already got one. Tell people what you've got.
the 6mm punchy. Now, this is actually an idea from the gentleman sitting off to my left. And it was actually, we were flying back from Naya on a Qantas plane, I believe, when he went,
It was all quiet and stuff, and people were watching movies and shit.
yeah, it was a nice night. And then he ruined it. And he went, you've got a 2D3, let's turn it into what eventually became the 6mm punchy, which is the 22 nozzler case, necked up, take a 6mm projector. And he built me one.
I built it on a new gun, mate, because he didn't want to mess with it.
No, so I got a 2D3 and now I've got this one. And it's a pearl. It absolutely defies logic how far it can shoot.
So we've got a TSC barrel in it. It's a 1 in 7.5 twist barrel, which means you can shoot really heavy 6mm projectiles, and they're very stable. Doesn't shoot them very quick. How fast do you go?
About 2750.
That's actually a lot quicker than what I thought you were. So I thought you were going to say around 2100.
Well, we started off at 24, and then we went to the Magnum primers.
Well, bursting primers,
Yeah.
and you changed to small rifle Magnum primers,
Yeah.
and we got a lot more grunt out.
We did, yeah. So we got up to 2750 with a 105 grade nozzler, and the rest is sort of history. It's in a Weatherby Vanguard sub MOA, so it's a nice rifle to begin with.
So if you've got a 223 and you want more length out of it, and you don't mind going through the whole rigmarole of relicensing, it's actually a really good option. Yeah? So you get 223, if you turn it in 6mm punchy, you'll shoot 1,000 metres like he does. Even if you're as shit as what he is at shooting.
Yeah, I mean, I hit it all the time. It's not me, it's the gun.
If the target's down, bragging rights are up.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Well, the cool thing is that it doesn't move the target a lot, so if the wind even blows it a little bit, well, you just go, hit it, yeah, it's great. But it did beat Scoop 6.5 by 55.
Well, that's true. Did yours drop 5mm short in the paddock?
It never did.
No?
No.
Wow.
Not once.
I mean, that says it all there.
Yeah. It actually went above it on one of them, so.
Well, there you go.
So anyway, that's
so
it.
you would
That's
have
it.
one of them in a fit?
In an absolute heartbeat.
6mm tugger, did you say? Punchy.
A legend, I think it's called. 6mm legend. It's named after me.
6mm punchy because you want to punch him in the face.
Especially when it looks as smug as this, when it hits 1,000 metres. You sit there just going,
Would you have your 6mm PPC again?
Absolutely, yeah.
6mm PPC. What did I say? In a 6mm.
no, you wanted 6mm ring, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to go the other, like, I've had a few different 6mm over the years.
Wild cuts are best from.
But I really do, like my current gun is my 6mm Remington, and so it's a long action calibre, you really should have a long action, but because, like if you've got a 30-06 length action, the 6mm Remington case is only 57mm long, so it gives you a lot more room for a big, long, high BC projectile. So I would still go 6mm Remington. Alright, what's next after 243? Has someone's thrown it out already. I don't know if people are guessing. But I'll tell you what it is. It's 257. Yeah? Yep. The old quarter ball. So 250 is the monodometer.
Oh, hang on. So Hassman said that he would have a 6x47 report. I think that was the original, yeah? That came before 6.5 by 47. And definitely if you're doing any of that long range stuff where a lot of guys use 6mm BR, they've been around for a long time, 6x47 has a bit more grunt again than a 6mm BR. So you get out that 1,000 metres much better. So yeah, really, really good idea. 6mm by 47 also has the advantage is that it's not based on the Creedmoor cartridge, because you can get a 6mm Creedmoor if you're a bit limp-wristed
And your top knot's fleek.
yeah.
If you use the word fleek, you can have a 6
Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about 257. So we want people to jump in. What 257 would you have, and what's the next calibre up from 257? So 257 is the old quarter bore. Bill, I know straight away you were going to say
303.25.
303.25.
Why not? In a number 1 Mark III SMLE.
Fuck. Don't say it. So Bill's from the 1950s. So he was actually born in the 40s. So he will, of course, he wants something stupid like that.
Stuart reckons
No,
25.
actually, what I would
2506. Pretty much, like a lot of people. Sorry, mate.
what I would put it in though would be a P14.
Yeah, because
Instead
they're a
of
lot
number
stronger.
1 Mark
Actually.
III. A lot stronger action.
That's
You've got
right.
really belt them
Like one
up.
of those real Eddystone ones with the
Yeah.
flaming bomb on the
Yeah,
side.
that's right.
Yeah, because they're a flaming bomb.
And
They come
when
apart.
you load them up to the hilt, they separate cases perfectly. You know, the base comes clean off
Yes.
the bloody.
Beautiful.
Yes, 2506, I heard you, mate. You don't need to say it twice, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
calm down, mate. So, a lot of people regard 25 cal, 243 as one of the best, like most versatile cartridges for West Australian shooting, because you can shoot a lot of different game with it. Now, they're a bit short for like, because in hunting projectiles, one of the biggest 243 projectiles you can get is 100 grain, yeah? And it's really good for sort of medium-sized antelope sort of species, goats and that sort of stuff. But once you start getting into stuff like the topic of the month, brumbies and camels and that sort of stuff, they're a bit too small, yeah? Like, you just don't have the weight and the knockdown energy
And the-
required to
and the
do it
bullet-
ethically, you know
And
what
the
I'm
bullet
saying?
construction too.
Yeah, yeah. And so most of my mates have all got 25 calories, all 2 of them.
I was going to say,
No, no.
I don't have one at all.
No. So no, a lot of people I know, a lot of my mates have got 25 calories, yeah? Because you can shoot up to 120 grain projectile, sort of 100 grain in a hunting sort of projectile. You can go right down to 87 or even 75 grainer if you want to shoot the lighter stuff. But 100 grainer, 90 to 100 grainer seems about right for roos and that sort of stuff. And there's a few options around for that. But 25 cal, the unfortunate thing about 25 cal is they're not very well supported. Yeah. So you've got 2506, 257 Roberts, which is pretty much gone. 257 Weatherby, which is only really good if you're rich. What other 25? 25 Winchester Super Short Magnum, one of the cartridges that sent Winchester to the wall. What other pearls have we got in 25 303?
I've never
We're running out of ideas here.
I've never heard this, but Alan reckons the 25 Falconer.
25 Falconer. So it's a 25 cal with 6 kids on dole.
Doing wicked burnouts.
Yeah,
double spinners.
Double single spinner.
Yeah, no, it's a Falcon. They don't do single spinners, they're fucking quality
What do
cars.
they have? Like a bits or something?
No, that's got heaps of drum.
No,
Better than a Nang Commodore.
straight 6.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway,
Yeah, so what are you picking? Pick a cartridge.
I don't know what. If I
I
was
really
having-
want to.
No, 25 cal is an old diameter, yeah? It's not a modern diameter. There's not a lot of cartridges around in it.
What about the 250 3000?
Yeah, 250 Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best thing they ever did was that, with that, was turn it into a 22 to 50.
Or a 30
It
cal?
was fucking off.
But the 300 Savage,
Yeah.
fucking no one had them either.
Well, it was virtually a 308 Winchester.
Except it wasn't. If it was a 308 Winchester, we'd all be saying 300 Savage instead of 308 Winchester. We're saying 308 Winchester.
Well, that's only because the marketing wasn't good on it, eh?
That's
Bill?
right, it was just the marketing, yeah.
So, 250, 3000, you know, for the nostalgia. What
What are you trying to say?
Nostalgic.
Nostalgia?
Nostalgia.
Nosferatu?
Nostradamus.
No, so what I would have... So, what I've actually built for myself in the past, I've still got it, I haven't used it in years, but what I really liked was I had a Fox Model 2, and the guys from Alexander's actually told me I could do it. The Fox Model 2s only ever came out in like 22 1 and 222. But if you open them up, open up the magazine wells in them, you can get a 527 mag in them, a 223 mag, which gives you more room. And so what I did is I got a 223 case, connected up to 25 cal, made a 25 223, and I used that for a while until I ran out of ammo, shooting roos. And I used a little 75 grain VMAX projectiles out of it. They weren't going very fast, but it was very, very mild to shoot, yeah? Very mild, quiet. And because it's a really underbore cartridge, you have to use fast burning powder like 2207 to get the velocity out of it. And so you can cut the barrel right down. So you can make these little short, really like handy, light carry rifles in 25 223, and you've still got a 75 grain pill, so you knock foxes and roos down, no worries at all. And so that was my favourite calibre, and that's what I would have in 25 cal. So 25 223. Now, what would you have?
The Weatherby.
257 Weatherby. Why?
Yep. Because I want to pretend I'm rich. Because apparently I've got heaps of expendable fucking income, and I'd like to blow $4 billion in every 20 shots that I take.
Well, just the brass is like $2.50, $3 a cut.
Yeah, probably more than that now.
I mean, once you've got the brass, if you're reloading it, it's fine, yeah? Like, and this goes for any cartridge. If you're going to reload, once you've got your brass, you've got your brass, yeah? If you're going to shoot factories, well then, yeah, you need it. If you buy 257 Weatherby and shoot factories, well then, you got too much money.
Yeah. Stuart also reckons 257 Roberts 3 times. Thanks, mate. We got it. Cheers.
What's after 257?
What about
No one's
Vinny
guessed.
Farm 257 Robert?
264.
257 Roberts is 7 by 57, nicked down to 25 cal, and it became redundant 20 years ago.
Scoops at 264.
264. 264, what's the other name for it?
6.5.
6.5. It's actually 264 is 6.7.
There you go.
Who would have thought?
So 6.5. What kind of 6.5? Bill, what's the oldest 6.5 in existence?
And the best, don't forget that part of it, 6.5 by 55. It's the best all-round cartridge for WA.
Bill's got a 1907, I think it is, Carl Gustav,
Something like that.
in 6.5 by 55, and it shoots, it's the original barrel, and it shoots absolutely bloody brilliant. It shoots really good. Really high BC. So the original 6.5 barrels were all 1 in 8. Like most of the other, like 308, 6mm, all that, they were 1 in 10. The 6.5 barrels were always 1 in 8, and they were made to shoot the big, long, high BC projectiles. So especially for long-range target shooting, 6.5 always performs really, really well. So it's a really good, and even nowadays, Ticker chamber 6.5 by 55 in their factory rifles. Probably the oldest cartridge they chamber in their factory rifles.
Would be easy, yeah. 1894 it came in.
The only reason cases like 6.5 Creedmoor exist is because 6.5 by 55 wasn't invented in America.
Yeah.
What are you giggling about?
Well,
Little schoolgirl in
I'm
the
just
background.
watching Scoop on here. 6.5 by 55. 6.5 by 55. And he reckons because he's an old cunt too.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh no, Stuart. No.
So,
Take that top fan badge off.
6.5
Jap.
Arcana.
Yeah, I think
No, it's Arasaka.
Arasaka.
Yeah.
No.
What would, so you'd have 6.5 by 55. You're a fan of presidential assassination, so you'll probably take a 6.5 Picano,
Yeah. Fucking
which was in theory the case that the cartridge that killed JFK. But if you've ever shot one, you would. It's an impossible shot.
What actually happened was he wasn't aiming for JFK, and it was just a fuck up.
No, it's
The
like
bullet just went
on
there.
Family Guy. He's like looked out the window and says, "There's someone going to assassinate JFK," and took a shot at him and hit JFK.
Yeah, so it was just an accident. Well, I think everybody would think that I would say
Trying to be a hero.
Yeah, everybody. You'd have a shot at Trump, surely. Like,
You're talking about presidential assassination.
No, I'm not.
I mean, we talk about some pretty fucked up things on this.
I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, if you had a Kakana, you'd have a go. You're not going to hit it.
No, if you had cancer, you'd have a go.
Yeah, well, that's right.
If you had a terminal illness, so it wouldn't matter if you went to jail.
Well, you are going to have
You're not going to survive it.
You're going to have some sort of allergic reaction to something.
No, you just go to Guantanamo.
No, you're going to get a knee to the back of your neck for 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Blackout.
No, you don't black out.
No, and you'll black out. That wasn't a racist slur. And you will black out.
Anyway, so most people out there would probably think that I would say a 6.5 Creedmoor for this. I will not. So there you go. I did think long and hard about it, and I will probably go for the flavour of the new month, the 6.5 PRC.
6.5 PRC. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's fucking new from Hornady. I don't know much about it. I don't know size. It looks pretty cool. It's pretty
Okay,
big.
so the 6.5 PRC is the same parent case as the 300 PRC.
It's slightly,
Yeah, but it's shorter. So the 6.5 PRC is actually the 375 Ruger case shortened and necked down.
there you go.
Yeah? So it's the same head size as a 300 Win Mag, but it holds about as much powder as like a 6.5 284. So it's got lots of grunt. The problem with it, and well, it depends on what system you use. The problem with it is that it cuts down your magazine capacity considerably. And anyone who's got a 300 Win Mag will tell you. And the same gun in a 308 or a 3006, you'll get 5 rounds in the mag. In 300 Win Mag, you get 3 rounds in the mag. It's the same with the 6.5 PRC. Bill will get 5 rounds in the mag in his 6.5 by 55. Trent will only get 3 in his 6.5 PRC.
But I'll hit it first go.
Bill will get it before you because he's got open sights. He get on it.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
What would you pick anyway?
Okay, so the case that I would go for has been around for a little while. It was a really well designed cartridge. I've always liked the concept of it. The problem is the original case, the parent case that it was based off was called 284 Winchester. 284 Winchester was a case designed by Winchester in 7mm, which is actually weird because Winchester's really known for their 270 calibers. Remington's known for their 7mm. But anyway, Winchester made the 284 Winchester, which is a 7mm case on a fat bodied cartridge made to fit into a 308 action, not really well, and mimic the velocity and stuff of a 3006, but in a short action. It never really took off because it was a complete failure, because it's stupid. You can't fit a 284 Winchester in a short action. What Norma did is they got the 284 case, which has got the same head size as the 308. So you can convert a 308 3006 without changing the bolt face.
The rebated case.
Rebated rim case. So the case head, sorry, the rim is 12mm, but the body of the case is 12.7, it's half inch, yeah? So you can get a bit more powder in it. Nozzle and Norma necked it down to 6.5, put it into a long action with a big long, 1-in-8 twist barrel, big long projectiles and that sort of stuff, and really, really good for shooting 1200 metres or more. You get the same, like similar distance, I don't want to say ballistics, you get similar distance out of a 6.5 to 284 is what you will a 300 Win Mag. You don't get the same ballistics because 300 Win Mag has a lot more energy because it's shooting a much heavier projectile. But 6.5, 284, I still think you get 4 to 5 rounds in the magazine. It's really good cartridge. You can buy the full brass for it, so it's not as if it's hard to get cases for. So I'll go 6.5.
That's actually a really good one.
And they go up the tops in 6.5 284.
Yeah. And Nay's got one too, hasn't he?
Cheers. Yeah, I built one for Nate. She wanted a 6.5 long range caliber, and so I built her a 6.5 284. What's up to 264?
Scoot reckons 270, but who cares?
270, but who cares? Yeah.
0277 is the bullet diameter. So anything that's got a 270 or a 277 or 6.8 SPC, which is made by the Tin Fruit Company.
Tin Fruit Company.
Well,
the Yanks
is a 270.
The Yanks are actually going to 6.8 for their new battle rifles and stuff. So there you go.
So
and I know one of you is going to put up there the 277 Seek Fury.
What? Oh, that's the same. That's made to fit in that M4 platform or something, isn't it? It's like a rebaded rim 308 cuts.
No, it's got the steel rim and then the brass.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds easy to manufacture. I think it's so they can load them right up.
Hasnan.
And you get head separation with it.
You can't beat the 270 Winchester.
Yeah, you can.
What could
280
go wrong?
Winchester.
Yeah, no, you just can't, mate. That's
Yeah,
just-
so 270s, unfortunately, no one like 25 cal. There's only a few calibers available. So you've got 270 Winchester, 270 Weatherby, 270 Winchester short mag, 6.8, which I mentioned before. There was a few Wildcat 270 303s made.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
So that was a thing for a while there.
It wasn't a Wildcat, it was a factory round.
With who? Who was this a thing with?
So they got two cartridges that no one cares about and put it into one thing. So
Yeah,
you
Super
take
Cartridge Company made
That's
made
like
out.
taking a Hyundai Getz and a Mitsubishi Lancer and going, let's make a super fucking shit box.
So, 270. What would you have? What would you have in 270 caliber?
I wouldn't have one.
No, you had two 270s at one stage, and you
Yeah, I
pulled the barrel out.
know.
of
Yeah,
one
that's
and
right. I
turned
turned
it
them
into
both into 22 250s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't own either.
None of us would actually own a 270. Yeah. Now 270 Winchester, it is a really good sort of all-round caliber. You can do a lot with it if that's the only thing you've got.
It's not bad because it'll shoot projectiles over 3,000 feet per second.
Yeah, it'll shoot like a 150 up to a 150 grain projectile. So it's a really good sort of goat to camel sort of medium range, medium sized game cartridge. The problem is that 6.5 on one side and 7mm on the other outcompete it because there's so many other options available in those other calibers. So you'll notice there's virtually no European calibers in 270 because they're all either 6.5 or 7mm. Yeah.
And in America, the 270 is very popular because it's based on a 3006 case.
Well, and because it was invented like 50 years before the first 7mm was invented.
That's right.
And it was used by a couple of really notable people who marketed it really well.
Although
That's why it's popular.
the 7x57 became popular in Africa and Europe, but the 270 became popular in America with
Yeah, because the Americans didn't invent 7x57.
That's right.
If the Yanks had invented 7x57, no one would be using a 270.
All right, quick, what's next? Let's go.
What's the next one after 270?
Come on.
270 6.8. So the next size up is 7mm, which is
Oh, fucking scoop.
284.
just. Can you kick him?
Oh,
Ban him.
I can't.
Ban him,
I
and then he
can't.
won't. He can't
I
comment.
can't. Oh, put all
284. Who wants to go first? 284. Go on, tell your story.
It's not really a story, but we're sticking with the punchy cartridge here. So I'm going to go for the new 7mm punchy.
Tell them about it.
It's a 300 PRC case, neck down to 7mm. So it's going to be fucking awesome.
We have had approval by licensing that does not contravene their VPR
Yeah, it
policy.
just doesn't
so
make
you can
enough.
have it without having to do any
Yeah,
modification.
it doesn't run enough energy, but it's
It's slightly less energy than a 28 nozzler, which is on the list. Okay.
so. But it's going to be good. Hopefully, we'll get a rifle built sometime before the end of the year, and we'll let you know more about it and how well it goes at some stage.
Because you can get up to 195 grain projectiles in 7mm.
197.
197 grain Sierras, which have got a .404 G7BC, which is huge. Yeah, it's really, really big for a 7mm projectile. That's a really big BC. So 7mm, there's a lot going for 7mm. Yeah, you can get varlet projectiles down to 110 grain for shooting, roos and foxes and that sort of stuff. You can get big game projectiles like big round nose, 160, 170 grain projectiles. You can get 162 grain match pills. You get 180, 190. There's a whole range of stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot of options with 7mm. There's a lot of calibers too. Everything from 7mm BR, 7mm 08, 280 Remington, 7mm Remington Magnum, 7mm Remington Ultra Magnum, 7mm Winchester Short Magnum,
284 Winchester.
284 Winchester, 7mm Weatherby Magnum,
7x57.
7x57.
7mm
Any more?
7mm Sawn.
7mm Sawn,
7mm.
really good caliber for long range shooting. You got a bit longer neck than a Wisdom.
7mm Rum.
7mm rum?
Yeah.
Who'd have one of them?
Funny enough, there was a guy on here that said 7mm rum, and I'm just like, what a loser. Hass says,
I've actually got a 7mm rum. I fire 180 grain burgers with got a 0.69 G1 BC. I'm not sure what that is in G, but that's at 32.25 feet per second. So that's still supersonic at 1250 metres.
yeah, so Hass actually said the 7 Sawn, because it sounds cool and why not? Good work, mate.
It's all a short action ultra magnum. If you didn't know,
That's called
it's based on the 404 Jeffries case, just shortened down.
Scoop also said 28 Nosler.
28 Nosler would have been a really good cartridge. It is a rebaited rim, which I'm a little bit like in that style of rifle. In a 7mm, it wouldn't be so bad. Sometimes you have issues picking up cases out of the magazine in a rebaited rim cartridge.
Matthew Ward, thanks very much for loving the show, mate. We appreciate you watching. It's really good that you're tuning in.
Thank you. Anyone else think of any other 7mm? What would you have in 7mm?
7x57.
7x57.
Lovely old case. No problems with feeding.
We're just going to skip 8mm because we know what he's going to fucking say. 7mm punchy. So the case that I'm going to say I've got a rifle in. I've owned quite a few different 7mm, and this one is my latest one. It's a very old European cartridge, and you can still get lapel brass for it and everything though. So reloading it's not a problem, but it's one of the best combinations between ballistic capability and magazine capacity and that sort of stuff. And that's the 7x64 Brenecki, yeah? 7x64B. So, again, I'm going to be shooting about a 162, 168 grain 7mm projectile out of it. And that's going to be a really good sort of medium game up to, probably 1,200 metres or so it'll shoot out to.
And it's actually really, I don't want to say mild, but it's not unpleasant to shoot either.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, it's a really good cartridge.
Yeah, and you've got the ballistic edge over a 270. So you've got a little bit more velocity and you've got a little bit higher ballistic coefficient and a better bullet selection and that sort of stuff. I just think, I originally had a 280 Remington, which is pretty much the same thing. A lot of people like 280 Remington improved because that was made really popular for shooting up in elevated areas, yeah? High BC projectiles, when you're shooting across long distances, you don't get as much wind drift. And so it was really popular, I think in New Zealand, but also in like Central Europe and that sort of stuff. So really good cartridge, 7x64, fits into a 3006 action.
It was originally a rim case?
No.
No?
No. You're thinking 7x65.
Oh, okay.
7x65 was a rimmed cartridge.
Give us a thumbs up so far as well if you like what we've picked for a cartridge. We do want to see your guys' opinions as well, so
Keep
throw those likes
comments
in, because especially if you agree with us, and if you don't,
then
there's not much you can do about it, but do it.
No, send us through maybe the stuff that we've missed.
Yeah,
So
tell us what you like, guys. That's
what's after 7mm? There's actually quite a bit of a jump, yeah? Because it's only, there's like 14 thou, 7 thou, 7 thou, 7 thou, and then we're jumping 24 thou up to 308. It's quite a big jump to 308 from 7mm.
Oh, you've missed 303.
Have I?
Yeah.
No.
Well, it could go afterwards.
No,
I
it
suppose.
goes, and I'll explain why.
Yeah, it's a
So
312.
308 is the next one on the list. What 308 would you have? What the record for bench rest, the record group I think was 6 thou group, 5-shot at 100 metres, and that was shot with a 30 cal on a 6.5 Grendel. So basically, on a 6.5 Grendel case,
Yeah.
7.62 by 39. That's what it is. It's a fucking 7.62 by 39. An American shot the bench rest record with a Russian cartridge.
Well, what was his name?
Try not to
If
remind
it
them
was
about that.
Vladimir Tokarov or something.
No, it wasn't.
He probably wasn't American.
I think he was an American barrel manufacturer, actually. He shot the group.
Well, Stephen Napier reckons stop messing about with all that toy stuff and just get yourself a 7.62 54R. No. I want to hit what I'm aiming at.
But I mean, we can't really put that into any of these groups because the barrel diameter's varied so much. Could be 308, could be 314. You don't really know.
It comes out like this.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm just going to go something simple on this one, to be honest. I reckon.
You are simple. So
Yeah, but this is things that, like, we can jump around and do all this. This is something that, if I was going to run a 308 or something like that, it would have to be something just in a nice little hunting rifle that I could just knock shit over with. So I would just go with a 308.
Well, 308, the benefit is that there's so much factory ammo available in so many different projectiles.
I don't have to fuck around. I can come in, I can buy around, and I can just go hunting. Look at all the other ones that I've got on there that I've got to fuck around. I've got to load it, I've got to pick projectiles, I've got to do load development, blah, blah, blah. 308, just let's make it simple. Let's just kiss it. Keep it simple, stupid. 308.
What do you reckon?
300 Win Mag.
Well, Bill's got a Seiko TRG 300 mag, don't you?
No other cartridge worth having. Oh, I thought I'd provoke some fucking.
It's really hard to argue with that one.
It's been around for a long time. It's a really good, handles the heavier projectiles really, really well. You know, you're shooting 190 grainers, but you can shoot up to like 210 grainers through it. You're shooting 1200 meters, supersonic, lots of energy. You knock anything down with it. It's a really good versatile cartridge.
We've got 3006 in there, which is a great choice.
Yeah.
Matty Ward's asked 300 PRC available, or is that too powerful?
No, 300 PRC.
We have actually
gone through for
We have
it.
actually got one licensed.
So the benefit of the PRC is a little bit more powder capacity than 300 Win mag, but a lot of PRCs, the rifles are coming out with 1 in 8 twist barrels, and that means you can shoot like 230 grain 30 cal projectiles, which have got really high ballistic coefficients, really good for long range shooting.
Ron, he said, well, simple for simple.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's not very nice, but anyway. What do you
3006.
think? What do you think?
Someone mentioned 3006.
Yeah,
really good cartridge. You get 5 in the
maybe.
magazine in a 30 cal, which is pretty good. You got a decent velocity. A 3006 will shoot 180 grainer, the same speed of 308 will shoot 150 grainer. Yeah, so that gives you an idea of how much extra energy there is to a 3006. And they're mild because they're loaded right back because they're 100 years old.
Yeah.
So they can't load them right up because you'll blow the older guns up. And so they load them back a little bit. You still get good velocities out of them, but they don't kick the shit out of you.
And if you watch any documentary that's come out about World War II, it won World War II, didn't it?
And it won World War One, didn't it?
No.
Were the Yanks involved in World War
Well,
One?
we haven't seen any movies.
They were on
about
the French front, weren't they?
that. Yeah, we haven't.
They
haven't seen
got
that.
there, but they were a bit late.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were late for World War II as well.
They were, yeah.
Well, that's
Deep
because,
thinkers, they
well, that's,
were.
because, that's because they weren't sure whether they wanted to be German or.
That's it. How can we make the most money?
Okay, Dave reckons. What
That
do you
was
think
about
of
it.
the 300 WSM?
So the 300 WSM is, out of all the WSMs, and this is kind of like this is like trying to pick the corn out of the turd, yeah? It's like, out of all the WSMs, the 300 is perhaps the only one that I would have, yeah? It's a medium sort of cartridge, so it's not too overbore. You get good velocities, you can get a shorter action for it and that sort of stuff.
It's like rooting your cousin, really. Just make sure it's the pretty one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably good fun while you're doing it, but you should probably go to jail for it.
Yeah. You just don't tell your uncle.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, to be honest.
If you're from Alabama, it's okay.
Or Tasmania.
Or Tasmania, Kev.
Okay, Kev.
Yeah, so 300 Winchester short mag's a good cartridge. What would I have in a 30 cal? I'm going to have to say 300 Norma. Yeah. So yes, it's on the list. You can't have one.
Righto. 300 Norma. He just brings out the big guns.
300 Norma mag is the 3-throat Lapua cartridge, neck shortened down to fit in like a 300 Win mag length action. Yeah. Shoots 30 cal projectile, really, really fast, and so on a hit percentage basis, it's got one of the highest hit percentages of any commercial cartridge.
Is that what you did? Did you do that on the Wes and Ellis?
No, it's known. Within the people that know what they're talking about, it's just known.
Oh, you're one of them, are you?
I'm one of them.
Oh, he's one of them. Anyway, moving on. Next one.
What's after 30 cal? Well, you want to talk about 303. So 303 is after 308.
Why is
The
that,
reason
Bill?
for that is,
It's got a bigger diameter bullet.
of course. So 303 is the bore diameter. The bullet diameter is actually 312, which, if you know anything about imperial measurements, is 516.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 516 bullet.
Good Pommy measurement.
303.
They had a heap of bloody 516 copper tube and they didn't know what to do with it.
You have a 303. What would you have?
Fucking nothing. I'd probably have a 303 just to say I'm going.
I would have a 303 as well,
Yeah.
because if you don't want one of them, you're unpatriotic.
And you're not Australian.
That's it. No, I would have a 303 only because I would have an early, like number 1 Mark III, like a nice number 1 Mark III, just as a good sort of.
Lithgow, mate.
They shoot like bloody scrub gun, 10 rounds in the magazine.
No, you want a jungle carbine.
Yeah, a jungle carbine would be wonderful.
Bruce reckons 303 British, they've been dispensing English hospitality since 1888.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Please, sir, can I have some more? Ross Taylor, 303 bore is the same as Ross Taylor. 303 bore is the same as a 762 by 54R.
Sometimes.
Maybe. So 303s vary as well. So Hornady make a 310-5 projectile,
that
which is a
might be
bit
weird.
loose in most guns. Sierra make 312, but some of the bores can be up to 314 in
Yeah,
diameter.
Hornady make a 313, don't they? 312.
No, they make a 310-5. If you're talking about the 174 grainer,
Yeah.
which is the original bullet weight, they make a high point boat tail, but it's 310-5.
Oh, gosh, why would they do that?
I think it's because there's like a Nagant or something that shoots it.
Yeah, it probably is.
They don't want to blow Nagants up.
David Hughes reckons
They blow up all on their own. You don't need any sort of assistance.
Dave Hughes reckons 7.7 Jap.
Well, that's yeah. There you go. That's one of the other 303, 7.7.
That's un-Australian. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Wasn't there something about the 7.7 Jap though? You could fire 303 in it, but you couldn't fire 7.7 Jap in a 303.
Something like that.
Something like that, which is quite innovative. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's
let's move on. No one wants to talk about
I
303.
did.
Alright, move on.
What's the next one after 303?
Nah, no one's guessed it.
338.
No.
No?
No.
Is anybody on here close?
It's 323.
No, no one's got 323 on here.
323, which is 8 mil.
Oh, 8 mil, sorry. Yeah.
323. So the 325 Winchester short mag is an 8 mil. 8 mil Remington Magnum, which is 375 H&H neck down and blown out. Yeah, that's a fucking pokey cartridge. For an American cartridge, that's pokey, yeah? 8 mil. 8x57.
Yeah, that's what I'd have.
You would have an 8x57?
Yeah, for sure. But I'd actually want it in like an express style rifle. Something that,
Like a safari style.
like a Safari, yeah. Something that,
Open side.
something that used to shoot lions. Yeah.
Lions. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to shoot lions.
No, well, I'm not saying that I would, but in case I needed to.
Oh, okay.
You never know, I might move to Africa one day. Or they might escape from the zoo,
Yeah.
and who's going to save us?
Yeah.
I would like 7.92 by 33 Kurtz, which is the cartridge, anyone who's played Call of Duty will know, is the cartridge that the STG-44 shoots,
Kelvin
which
Lowe's
is the first like assault rifle style rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
33
And a
Kurtz.
30 round mag. It was a great gun, really.
Yeah, 30 round mag. It was a really good gun. But obviously I can't have one of those guns, but I would have like a
Straight up, we've gone from
491 Seiko.
we've gone from calling people un-Australian to you going straight to the enemy.
Yeah, that's it. Well, in one, no, where I went in both wars, weren't they? And in the Boer War, technically, because they were there.
Essential, and in every movie since.
Yeah.
I mean, who took over Nakatomi Towers?
All right, what would Bill have in 8 mil?
Probably a 303 necked up.
No, I'd probably just have an 8x57 Mauser.
For lions, eh, Bill?
Yeah, do anything. Elephants even.
Me and you take on the lions.
I think 7x57 was used to shoot more elephants than anything else. Yeah.
Kilimanjaro. What was his name?
Caramaggio Bell.
Yeah, Caramanjo Bell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shot heaps of bloody.
All right, the next one after that
7x57. Yeah, one shot each time.
The next one after that's 338, and we're going to end this soon. What's the time?
I don't know. It's probably really loud.
Okay, the next one's 338. So this is the start of the calibers that you can't have. So, because basically every 338 breaks the VPR category.
Normal mag.
You have a 338 normal mag?
Yep. Just to say I've got one.
Normal mag. 338 normal mag is actually very close to 338 Lepore in performance because the case is fatter at the shoulder. It was easy to explain or something.
Oh, right.
So the case is shorter, but it's
10
like
past
blown out.
10 past 7. Oh, fuck, I'm going to be in so much trouble. Sorry, Steph. I didn't realise this was going to take so long.
338. Other options on the market is 308 necked up to 338, which is called the 338 Federal. I've got one of them. It fires a 200 grain projectile at like 2650 feet per second, which is like a really punchy cartridge, yeah? Like, you know, a little short, lightweight gun, lots of grunt. There's a couple of Wildcats, mate, 338-06. You obviously got the 338 Win Mag, which is a very popular cartridge. A couple of mates of mine have got them. You're typically shooting 225 grain, 250 grains. A lot of people are going to say they want a 338 Lepore because they want a 338 Lepore.
Thanks, Bruce.
338 Lepore suffers from magazine length issues in most guns. You need extra long magazines, like the new MDT, like 4-inch length magazines, will give you enough room to shoot the big, long, high BC 30 cal projectiles. So there's a few on the market. If I was to have a 338, I want to get away from, because I want to do what everyone else doesn't want to do. I want to get away from like long range 338, which is what 338 is made for. But if I was to try and get away from that, I would probably still have the gun that I've got now, which is a 338 Federal, and I get 225 grain non-bonded projectiles and drill the nose out with a center drill, so you get these big ugly hollow point things, and then go from there. Would you have a 338, Bill?
Right there, guys. 338 Federal.
I probably wouldn't bother because it's not the. Wouldn't need it to do the shooting that I want to do. You know, I can shoot out to 1300 metres with my.
Yeah, but what if you wanted to shoot out to 1350 metres?
Then you get a punchy.
I just put another couple of match heads in the bloody 300 windmill.
Okay, so we're going to leave it there because it is getting late and people have got families to go home to.
I probably don't at the moment.
After 338, what's the next calibre up from 338?
375.
They don't do them anymore. 348?
Oh,
348 Winchester?
yeah.
That was like a lead action cartridge or something, wasn't it?
Oh, that's what the 350
Yeah.
Legend and all that stuff's on.
No, I think that's based on 358.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so 358's the next one up from there. So 35 Whelan,
Yeah.
358 Norma Mag. They shoot a 358 projectile, which is sort of in between. What's the next one up from 358?
375.
No,
360.
366.
Yeah, that's a style.
So
isn't it?
9.3 by 62s and that sort of stuff shoot a 366 projectile. They're typically around 286 grain in weight, so they're quite heavy. You know, they're about the same weight as a 270 projectile. Sorry, 375 projectile. And then the next one up from 336 is 375. Yeah, 375, which is getting really popular because you can shoot a lot of game and stuff with it. You can get like a 235 grainer, which is like a nice light little projectile for shooting sort of antelope species and brumbies. Keep touching on that, eh? And goats and that sort of stuff. We can go right up to a 350 grainer, you know, for shooting big. And Hornady have just brought out a high BC 375 390 grain projectile, which I've got on order and I cannot wait for it to get here because I want to see. That's in their new A-tip, so really high BC.
Tim Box said you've left out 310 Cadet.
Yeah,
we did.
310s, 310 cadets.
312 projectile.
Is it 312? So it's the same as a 303.
303. Yeah.
Okay, so one of us should have put down 310 cadet down on there.
Sorry, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for pointing that out, mate. Appreciate it. At least someone's watching.
Yeah.
They keep us on our toes.
All right. Are we keep going or are we going to say goodnight?
No, we're going to say goodnight. I mean, we've still got heaps of people watching us right now, which is really good to see.
So,
appreciate it, guys. But we've been going for more than an hour and a half now.
Yeah, so, and I appreciate you guys watching me, but I'd really like to go home at some stage.
Yeah, we've all got families at work.
Cool. What I wanted to mention though is we are not open tomorrow, guys. We are not open tomorrow. That's the long weekend here. We're actually going to have 3 days off. And
Maybe you should say it a third time, just in case they weren't listening.
we are not
Maybe
going to be open
say it
tomorrow.
louder, so
Not.
people in the background.
Not.
can hear.
If
No.
you turn up at the gate
Sorry,
and
guys,
it's
we're-
closed,
It won't be closed. The guys down the front will probably be
maybe
working.
they might be having their own holiday. Don't ring the phone. No
Yeah,
one's going to
we-
answer.
Sorry, guys, we are all going away for the long weekend, so we're not going to be here at the stall tomorrow, but we will be open Tuesday again from normal times, yeah? And then we'll be open next Saturday, I imagine, unless something was to happen like...
Sam said, think of the overtime.
You're funny.
Well done, Sam. Thanks, mate.
Alright, cheers, guys.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you kill that? Sorry, Dave.
Bye. Catch us later.
Thanks
Have
so
a
much,
great long
guys.
weekend.
See you next Friday.
And we'll see you then.